Hello everyone, I'm back again. I know it's been a while, but I've had like the craziest beginning of the year haul that, you know, it's just amazing. It's all psych stuff, so there's a lot of psych in this video, but yeah, I have never been this excited to make a video, I don't think, which I said that a couple videos ago, but always getting new records in. But yeah, I had a ridiculous find, but we'll get to that. Got a lot of upgrades in the past 2 months, and this is one that I've had for a long time, but found another copy that was really cheap and better than mine, so I picked it up. This is Fever Tree's self-titled, just an amazing band, and this album is amazing. I paid $2.50 for this copy. It's got that hype sticker on it, and it's got the inner sleeve, which my other copy didn't have, and I didn't know that existed. It's on the Uni Records label. There's that inner sleeve. If you don't have very many psych records, or you're just getting into psych, this is one that is absolutely essential. Like, you need to own this album. It's cheap, it's not that hard to find, and it's amazing. It's up there with all the psychedelic, great psychedelic albums, and yeah, fantastic one. I found their third release, Creation. I have their second album, but I don't have the sleeve. That one's great. This one is pretty great too. This one has Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top playing some mean guitar solos on a few tracks. But yeah, $5 for this one is what I paid. I feel like they go from maybe like 10 to $15, but I never see this one. I rarely ever see Creation. I see their first one and their second one way more than I see this one. But another great album by Fever Tree. One of my favorite psych bands, and that completes their discography for me. So another upgrade here, and another just absolute classic in the psychedelic genre. Incense and Peppermints by the Strawberry Alarm Clock. You can't beat that catchy single, but like this when I was first getting into psych, I looked and looked for this, and found a copy, and I overpaid for it because I wanted it so bad. Wasn't in great shape. This one is. I did a little bit of Frankensteining because that copy had this sleeve, which is really nice. It had slightly worse disc. And again, this one will run you maybe $15-20. Another one on Uni. And it's just amazing. Like, the Strawberry Alarm Clock are one of my favorite psych bands, and this is just such a great psych album. Strawberries Mean Love, Rainy Day Mushroom Pillow, great psych track. Incense and Peppermints, of course. It plays through great. It's got Ed King right there, who joined Lynyrd Skynyrd later on, which is kind of crazy. It doesn't really match up with this music, but yeah, just an amazing album. Glad to get an upgrade in that. Another upgrade, and another amazing album. Moby Grape, the self-titled, 1968. This is an original pressing. It was really cheap and really clean, so I picked up on it. I had a repress, a 70s repress, which, did the trick, but I love these originals. This is the one where he's sticking the middle finger on that washboard, and he's got the red flag. Just, again, fantastic San Francisco band. Very much got the San Francisco psych sound, but an amazing group. Amazing. I'm still on the lookout for their second album, which seems to elude me for whatever reason. But yeah, got an upgrade of this, so definitely very excited about that, and highly recommended Moby Grape. This next one is one that's been eluding me for a very long time. The Who Sell Out, or Heinz Baked Beans, or whatever. Great album. It's a bit not fully together. I don't know how to describe it. I really enjoyed most of the tracks on this. Like, I Can See for Miles. Armenia, City in the Sky is really good. Our Love Was. Big fan of that one. I Can't Reach You's great. Like, the tracks are great. It's got these, like, advertisement interlude things. It's a bit of a strange album, but it definitely has that Who sound and shows where they were going, like especially with Rael, I think is how you pronounce it, featuring those Tommy guitar licks. I think it's kind of the same as Sparks, I believe, off of Tommy. It has halfway through the song it breaks into that, but this is a really clean copy, and this one I just haven't been able to find a clean copy for cheap. I always see it, and it's really overpriced and not in good shape, and this was a really good price, and it's in great shape. So I'm glad to pick up on that. And then another upgrade copy here of another just ridiculously good album. The Damnation of Adam Blessing. This is the self-titled, and this is an original press on this Orange and Pink United Artists label, and it's a pretty dang nice copy. I had a repress that was not in good shape at all. Saw this for a very fair price. Most of these records I got out in Arizona. Actually, all of them, I think, except for that Fever Tree and Strawberry Alarm Clock. So I do vacations out to Arizona because I have a lot of family there, and we went to Zia Records. It's a big record chain, and this was there. This is like really early psychedelic hard rock goodness. It's fantastic. Amazing album. And again, not that expensive. It won't break the bank. It'll probably cost you around $30, maybe more like 40 if it's in good shape, but it's findable and it's gettable, and it's not too expensive. Yeah, that's The Damnation of Adam Blessing. Amazing group. I highly recommend this one. This next one I found in a store, and it was a really good price, and it's been one that has been kind of on my radar, and finally picked up on it. This is Liquid Smoke. This record was heavier than I expected. I guess I didn't expect it to be like a kind of heavier hard rock and psych album. They sound a lot like Vanilla Fudge on a lot of songs. My favorite track on here was Let Me Down Easy, which is the last track on the album. It's fairly standard at times, like nothing like too special about it, kind of, but it has a few tracks that stand out that are really good. They do a version of Hard to Handle, like way before the Black Crowes. They're doing a rock and roll kind of take on that Otis Redding song. But yeah, this one had been on my radar for a while, and this was an extremely good deal for a really nice copy, so had to pick up on it. It's on that Avco Embassy label. Definitely worth a listen, and definitely worth picking up if you see it for a good deal. This next one, I found it in an antique store, and this was not in Arizona either. This was in my home, and this is one I've never seen anyone show on the VC, and I only really even knew about it because of the label it's on. This is Lost Nation, Paradise Lost, I believe. Yeah, the band's called Lost Nation. The album's called Paradise Lost. This is not on Spotify except for the last two tracks on the album, I think. this is great. I really like this. It's like organ-led progressive rock with a little bit of a hard rock edge. Definitely some psych leanings. But this is on Rare Earth. Well, I would say more than psych leanings. I would call this psychedelic rock. Really great stuff. I've really enjoyed the couple times I've played this, and I've never seen anyone talk about it. And it's not too expensive. It's will run you about $30. But yeah, I've never seen anyone talk about this, and I thought I would show it because it's a really good album, and it's definitely worth checking out. You can stream it on YouTube, or just pick up a copy when you see it. The pressing sounds really good too, as a lot of those Rare Earth pressings do. This next one I was turned on to by Matt Sands in the Psychedelic Experience. Saw a copy that was a pretty good deal, so I picked up on it. This was at Azia Records too. This is The Little Boy Blues in the Woodlands of Weir, and man, I really enjoyed this one. The opening track is Cathedral. It's got like this heavy organ stuff, and I think he said in that video where he showed this that the rest of the tracks don't really live up to that song, and I guess they kind of don't, but like I really dig Mr. Trip Wouldn't Listen and Seed of Love and The Fox, and great stuff on here. On the Fontana label, this is a pretty nice copy. I have a lot of issues with Fontana. Whenever I get them, the pressings just don't sound that great, and this one is not really an exception to that. I'm gonna need to spin it again because I haven't played it in a while, but yeah, super glad to pick up on this one. This one was also way heavier than I expected it to be. It's kind of heavy psych, honestly. I think 1968 this came out. Yeah, fantastic album. Definitely, if you're a psych collector, something that's worth seeking out. And another one that's not gonna break the bank. This next one, I was very excited about. This one has been on my radar for a very long time, and I finally found a really nice copy for a really good deal. This is Out Here by Love. It's got the sticker thing, and this awesome gatefold cover. This album is pretty good. I love the version they do of Sign DC. I love a few other songs on here. I gotta spin it again. But definitely not up there with Forever Changes, but it's a completely different band, really, and different sound to them. There's that label. They're on Blue Thumb. This one is definitely worth owning. It's just, if you go into it with the expectations of it's going to sound something like Forever Changes or anything like that, it doesn't. It's got some long, jammy songs on here, which are enjoyable, but, you know, one of them has a very long drum solo. This is a pretty good album. I enjoyed most of the tracks. Does it need to be a double album? Probably not. I feel like you could condense this down to one album or a single, and it would be better. But that might be controversial opinion. So, whatever. This next one is one I was super excited to find. I've been looking out for a copy of this album for the longest time, and finally found one for a really good deal. This is The Moon Without Earth. Amazing pop psych album. Sounds like British psych, but it's they're a US band. This band had David Marks, who was the original guitar player for the Beach Boys. Like, played on the first album when he was like 14 years old. This came out in 1968. Incredible. There's not a bad moment on this album. Um, it's got sitars and great pop arrangements and great songwriting. I haven't really seen this one talked about in the VC either, and I have no idea why, because this is just an amazing pop psych album. Like, this is pop psych done right. Um, it's on that Imperial label. The Moon Without Earth. I really can't recommend this enough. It's incredible pop psych. Just amazing. An amazing, amazing record. Yeah, definitely pick that one up. Sticking with the pop psych, here we got one from eBay. Now, I'm gonna try not to order from eBay like at all this year. These were on a whim purchases and probably my last for a long time because I spend too much money on eBay, and it kind of takes the fun out of it for me, honestly. But you see a really good deal and you want to buy it. But anyways, I like hunting for records, is what I'm trying to say. But this one was definitely worth grabbing for the price that I saw it for. Um, this is Spooky Tooth. It's All About. This is their debut album, and this is an original UK press on the very collectible Pink Eye Island label. Yeah, a great album. I really enjoy this one, except it's got Gary Wright's falsetto singing, which is just sometimes it's unbearable. Honestly, I like Tobacco Road is an example of that. This is a strange album cover too. It's got like the credits on the front of the people and a track listing, and then the back has a picture and more track listing. Just a very weird choice for an album cover. Um, and then I don't know if this is my pressing or if this is common. First two tracks on each side sound really good, and then as you get further in, there's just this horrible surface noise. It's like unbearable, actually, which is really a shame. It's a great album. Society's Child is great. Love Really Changed Me. Sunshine Help Me is one of my favorite tracks on here, but it just has that surface noise on it, which is a shame. Bubbles is a great track too. I've never seen a US press of this, and I'd been looking out for one. I'd be curious to hear the sound quality comparison. A great album, definitely worth listening to. It's just you really have to get used to Gary Wright singing on this because sometimes it's just not good, really. At least to me, I'm not a fan of that. But I know people probably are. Another UK press, and now we're getting into those were really good records. But now we're in grail territory, which is stupid, but I said it. This one was from the same seller on eBay, and they shipped at the same time, so thought I would buy it. This is the Angley Dunar Retaliation, and this is also an original UK, and I got a killer deal on this. This is very much straight up blues, like Savoy Brown and early Groundhogs and stuff like that. I really dig this. I love this album. Memory of Pain is probably my favorite track on here. It's got a little bit of zony kind of moments, but yeah, an original UK pressing, and a pretty clean one at that. Really good price on eBay, so I just picked it up and sold my US copy to my friend. This next one is a little bit ridiculous. So I went to the store called Grace Records in Arizona, and that has to be the best store I've ever been in, record-wise. Like, unbelievable stuff. Unbelievable psych stuff. Unbelievable stuff on the wall. They had a copy of John's Children, which is a ridiculously rare album. and they had a rare box with a ton of stuff. I could have spent $500 easily in there, but I didn't. But this was in one of the boxes, and it was $20, which is a ridiculous deal for this. The only problem is it's in horrible condition, like really bad, like G condition, I would say, honestly. But uh, for $20, I figured, you know what, I'll just go for it. This is Affinity, and as you can see up there, it's a Vertigo pressing. This is an original German Vertigo for $20. Um, this one took me a few listens to get back into. I heard it again for the first time when I put this on, and it was just, I didn't really fall in love with it immediately, but I've played it a couple times since then, and yeah, this is an amazing album. Fantastic. But I don't know if you can see how destroyed this is. It plays through. It plays through, and it plays pretty well. Um, just with horrible surface noise. There you go. Yeah, pretty bad. Pretty bad looking, but you know, I didn't have this one. I figure a US press will come along someday, or probably not another German Vertigo. But a cleaner copy will come along someday, but this one definitely does it for now. And yeah, I mean, it's almost worth $20 for the cover alone. Yeah, definitely thought that was worth it, in my opinion. Just really cool to own an original German Vertigo. Like, these have a median of like $170 or something. And yeah, paying $20 for it, I'm okay with that. Even if it's in horrible shape, it plays. That's all that really matters to me. And it's listenable and enjoyable. It's an enjoyable listen. This next one is one. This was number one record on my one list, and I just was so excited to get this nice of a copy of this absolute masterpiece of an album. I had been looking like crazy for this album, like all the time. Like, it's just been number one on my want list for so long, and the lady at the store was nice enough to give me a bit of a deal on it because it was out of my price range originally. That being said, this is the most I've ever paid for a record, and I'm not ashamed, and I have no regrets. This is SF Soro by The Pretty Things, an original US press, and it's incredibly clean. It's a really nice copy. Definitely worth the price I paid. But yeah, look at that disc. Amazing. And I don't even know what to say about this album. It's probably the first rock opera. I know there's some debate over that. I would say this is the first rock opera. Um, Came out before Tommy. Um, Tells a story, a really sad story, honestly. But yeah, I'd stream this. I streamed this like once a week, you know. And to finally pick up on a copy is just amazing. It's got the storyline too, written in the pink and the blue, um, which is awesome. Like, I'd never gotten to read that before because I never had a copy. So it's great to get context of the story. Uh, Released in this tombstone cover, which is interesting. But yeah, this album is just amazing, and this is just such a nice copy of it. I could not be happier with my decision to buy this. Even if it was the most I've ever paid for a record, I don't care. This is up there in my favorite albums of all time. You know, I could sing you the entire thing. And I do sing the entire thing when I play it. But ridiculously amazing album. I'm so thrilled to own an original copy. Finally, you know, I've been holding out for this one, and I got it. Now, that should be the end of the video, but, this is probably the best find of my entire life so far. In my collecting days, this is the best find I've ever had. I was in a Zio Records, which is like, you know, a record store, a big record chain, and I was flipping through the records, and I got to the section of this band, and I saw this, and I was just like, there's no way, right? I didn't believe it. I literally did not and could not believe it until I got in the car and cataloged it, and then I lost my mind. This is the greatest find I've ever had, and I have no words. This is Easter Everywhere by the 13th Floor Elevators, a complete copy with the insert, which I'll take out. It's got the inner sleeve, and it's a first pressing with the Posturos misprint. And I paid $15 for this. 15. And I have the receipt to prove it. I kept the receipt in the album. I'll probably insert a picture of it. I just couldn't believe it. I was in a record store, a popular record store. There's no way this slipped through. But it did. Here's a receipt. I'll show a close-up picture of that. But how? Just how did this get through? Now, it isn't the nicest copy, but it's not horrible either. It's got one skip. There it is. It's still got that oily sheen to it. But, yeah, it's got one skip on the track Dust, which I might be able to get out, but I'm not going to try because I'm too scared. But, yeah, just, I never thought I would have one of these, especially when I first started collecting. You know, I bought the reissues because I just was like, there's no way I'll ever find that, and to get a copy of Easter Everywhere for $15 is ridiculous, and I don't know if that's like completely unheard of. This is one of the greatest psychedelic albums ever recorded. As soon as you drop the needle and you hear the beginning of Slip Inside This House, you know, you're in for a journey. It's got just every single song is amazing psychedelia. Everyone probably knows this, especially if you're watching my channel. If you don't, check it out. But yeah, I don't even know how this is possible that I found this for that price, and I'm just over the moon excited about this find. This has not left my turntable for the time I've been home. This gets played like once or twice a day. This is probably the find of the year. I'm telling you right now, this is definitely number one. You know, I just got extremely lucky with this, like luckier than I've ever been. I would say this is the best find I've ever had. And I got Funkadelic Maggot Brain for $5, and that's a nicer copy than this, but Psych is my thing. This is my favorite Elevators album, depending on the day you ask me, and just ridiculous. $15? Are you kidding me? Yeah, I'm totally bragging about this find. From a big record chain. It's just mind-blowing that I was able to find this for $15. But yeah, so thrilled that I did. That'll do it for this video. And now you can see why I was so excited to film it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.